And I would say let's start laying down. Sounds like a good place to start tonight. So come to lie down. You could totally do child's pose as well if you prefer, but just find a nice comfortable resting posture to begin. And take the opportunity in this resting posture to really sink into your mat and sink into your space. Um, I don't know about your week. Mine felt like quite a week. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? But just lots of energy being expelled, lots of things going on in the world, lots to process mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so our time when we come to our mat is always about connection. And as we've been talking about with this fourth limb of yoga, pranayama, that pranayama is all about that amplification of your energy. And the way we amplify is by getting rid of what's ever in the way of that energy. So the breath is our entry point to clearing space, making room, and creating opportunity to feel that energetic flow again. So let it start with that gentle rise and fall of your breath as you're laying on your mat. And just notice how that rise and fall can in itself start to create its own rhythm. And we maintain that rhythmic breath throughout our practice. And I invite you to keep that focus of breath your absolute priority during our time together. And no need to breathe in any special way unless you want to. Then you absolutely can add a breathing technique to your practice. But just simple breath is all it takes for us to feel a reconnection to ourselves. And when we add in the postures to the breath, we get that little extra added avenue to reconnect and amplify our life force. Let's breathe together. Exhale all the air out. Big breath in. Full breath out. 2 more times like that. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. 1 more in stillness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now gently begin to hug yourself into a little ball. Gather your knees in towards your chest and find some movement side to side first. Those are always nice. And then after some side to side movement, begin some forwards and backwards, rocking along your spine, gaining some momentum in that motion. Eventually, tabletop pose is where you'll go next. So palms at the top of your mat, knees towards the back. And from here, push your hips back towards child's pose, but walk your palms off the right side of your mat, just to get a gentle side body stretch. Let your forehead come back down. You can even bring left ear toward the mat, gaze towards the right, but just feel a gentle stretch through your left rib cage, left side body, even your left arm. If you'd like, you can push your left palm down a little bit more and then energetically drag it towards you to get a little deeper sensation. Take a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Inhale, come back through tabletop pose. And exhale, take that stretch off the left side of your mat. Walk your palms to the left. Let your hips soften back like child's pose, but adding in a little side body stretch here. Maybe right ear comes down. You could gaze to the left. Just feel that gentle stretch along your right rib cage. And again, if you push more into your right palm and energetically drag it towards you, you'll get a little bit deeper sensation in your right side body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale back to tabletop pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. First time pushing up away from your mat. So get some motion going in your body. Bend your knees. A little wiggle in your hips might feel really good, even a roll in your neck. My neck gets so stiff. I don't know what kind of tension I'm holding during the day, but when we get to this Thursday night, it always feels good to move my neck around. So whatever movements feel good for you, go for it here. And then eventually slowly return to stillness in your down dog. Feel your tailbone point up a little bit higher. Let your heels soften a little bit down and gaze heavy between your shins. Inhale, lift through your hips. Exhale, relax through your heels. Inhale, look to your palms. Exhale, Ragdoll Pose. Step your feet behind your wrists. Grab for opposite elbow or forearm. Let the crown of your head hang really heavy. And then just motion a little side to side, forwards, backwards. Again, the point of this ragdoll is to create space between your vertebrae. So really let the crown of your head hang very heavy. Relax your shoulders. Switch your grip as you're ready, opposite arm in front. A little more weight to your toes will help lift your hips a little bit more up. And then release your fingertips down. Bring your feet all the way together to touch. Bend your knees a lot. Slowly, slowly, slowly uncurl, unfurl all the way up to a standing position. When you reach the top of that standing position, again, whatever motions in your body feel good, some movement in your shoulders, little roll of your neck, fidgets with your clothes. You could even fan all your toes up, place them all back down. And we'll meet in standing at attention pose. Samastitihi, push your thumbs to your sternum bone. Reach through the crown of your head, tuck your tailbone underneath, and roll your shoulder blades down over your upper rib cage. Your whole body is engaged in this posture in a very natural way. So it's a nice opportunity to just feel a sense of human connection to your body and to your entire self. We're all about energy when we talk about pranayama, and energy is our force of life. And where can you create a sense of freedom around that energy or removing of obstacles? And how can that connect to an intention for your practice as well? Whatever that intention may be, we'll send it out together. Exhale all the air out. Huge breath in, fill up. Even huger breath out, let it go. One more for good measure, breathe in. Breathe out. Open your eyes, soften your palms to your sides. Sun A, connect to your breath. Inhale, mountain pose, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, add some length in your spine. Exhale, high to low plank. All the options, you know what they are. Do the ones that serve you best. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip into the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Pause and take a breath in. Feel the breath out. Let's do Sunday again. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, root through your feet, reach, reach, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, full breath to travel the whole way down. Take your time. Inhale, halfway lift, move for the whole breath. Exhale, high to low plank or a variation you enjoy. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, breathe in. Big breath out. Final Sun A, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step forward, my friends. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, mountain pose. Feel your breath move through you. Exhale, forward fold. Continue that movement of breath. Yes, beautiful, Alyssa. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze down. Exhale, high to low plank. I start to skip it. I say that all the time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really beautiful, my friends. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. One more breath. Inhale. Completely exhale. Time for our mandala. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sit back into that imaginary chair, lift your chest up and breathe. So a good way to modify chair pose is to always lift your hips a little bit higher, or you could also bring thumbs to heart center if that feels more comfortable in your shoulders. Your core engages, so tuck your tailbone under. Now breathe in. Exhale, open twist to the right. Bring your left fingers forward, your right fingers back. Keep your hips square to the front. And inhale back through chair, reach your arms high. Exhale, open twist to the left. Right fingers forward, left fingers back. Maybe you even gaze behind you. Inhale back through chair, keep low in your stance. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, flow with breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step all the way between your hands. Bring your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, lift your chest, reach high. As you exhale, always the first time, plenty of opportunity here for options. We do crescent moon a lot. So option here to bring your palms on your front thigh. Could also do a little side bend, like right palm down, left arm up and over. We'll do a back bend together in just a second. So whatever first motions here feel good, but feel that lengthening on the front of your left hip. That is the main purpose of this deep lunge, is to help stretch your hip flexor on the left side. And back to your crescent moon, bring your arms high. Now add a steeple grip overhead, interlace your fingers and then release your index fingers to the ceiling. Inhale, add some length in your spine. Exhale, add a back bend with your steeple grip. Trace your index fingers along the ceiling towards the room behind you. Lift your chest, lift your gaze, continue to push your hips forward, creating an arch in your low back. And inhale back to crescent moon, gaze forward. You can release your steeple grip. Exhale, low lunge, curl your back toes under, lift off your left knee. Now big movement, inhale, star pose. Toes out, heels in, face the side of your mat, Rajasana. And then exhale, horse pose. Thumbs to heart center, bend your knees, sink low, and find some initial movement in horse. I always learned this posture called horse pose, and I've recently discovered that it's also called goddess pose, which I'm trying to learn to say better, horse instead of horse, because I just think that's a much cooler name. So horse and goddess are interchangeable from here on out. Back to stillness and goddess, sink low into your hips. Feel your chest lift over your hips, tuck your tailbone under. Now we go to the back. Inhale through star, arms back up high. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. So bend your left knee, reach your left fingertips to the back, pause and hold this first one. So left knee over ankle, right leg started strong, gaze beyond the back of your mat. And inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the bend in your left knee, reach up. Exhale, high to low plank to the back of your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Feel that opening in your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through to your hands. Right away, inhale, warrior two. Push your left foot down, lift your chest, arms open wide, warrior two to the back of your mat, breathe. So your right knee is bent this time, pointing straight at the back of your mat. And now feel your shoulders lift over your hips. Inhale, reach to your fingertips. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach your right arm down, left arm up, hold here. Open your torso. Feel your right rib cage lengthen and re-bend to stack your right knee over your right ankle. Inhale, star pose, toes out, heels in, big X shape. This time, exhale, wide leg forward fold. Pivot your feet so your toes point to the side, arms at a T, hinge from your hips. Fold down towards your mat. We'll hold wide leg forward fold. If fair amount in our practice today. So maybe you find a little movement here, or just hold steady in your fold and let your head get softer towards your mat. More weight to your toes, bend your knees here if you please. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Add a little wide half lift. Walk your palms beyond the side of your mat. Lift your chest. Inhale, add some length in your spine. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Frame your left foot. We go right into the left side. Inhale, Crescent Moon. Drop down to your right knee. Lift your chest, reach up. And then as you exhale, take that variation in Crescent Moon that you enjoyed during the first one. So maybe you did the interlacing of palms on your thigh, little side bends, whatever, wherever your practice is taking you. So every posture is designed to open these energetic channels called nadis that are part of our subtle body or energetic body. So feel the stretch in your physical form, but also the energy that comes with it. Then arms back up high. Inhale, Crescent Moon. Add the steeple grip overhead. Point your index fingers up. Exhale, back bend with your index fingers toward the ceiling. Drag your fingers behind you. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. Keep your lunging legs. Core stays engaged as well as you arch through your low back. Then inhale back to Crescent Moon. Lengthen your spine. Release your steeple grip. Exhale, low lunge. Lift off your right knee. Now, big movement here. Inhale, star pose, open to the side, make that big X shape. Exhale, goddess pose, thumbs to heart center, bend your knees, sink low. Last goddess / horse pose that we'll hold. So again, find the motions that you'd like. We're not going to do a ton of twisting in our practice, so it might feel good to add a little twisting here, opposite shoulder towards opposite knee. I like to just kind of wiggle my hips. Feels good. And after sitting so much during the day. And back to goddess and stillness, thumbs at heart center, sink a little lower. Feel your tailbone point under, the crown of your head point up. We go to the back, inhale, star, rise back up. Exhale, warrior two to the back. So right side warrior two, bend your right knee, arms open wide, gaze at the back of your mat. Hold again here, feel right knee stack over ankle, your chest square to the side of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm high. Exhale, high to low plank to the back of your mat, your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Let's bring it around to the front. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge towards the back of your mat. Inhale, right to warrior two. Push your right foot down behind you, arms open wide, gaze over your left fingertips and breathe. So still facing the back, angle your hips a little bit towards the back of your mat, but re-square your chest to the side. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle, left arm down, right arm up. Feel that connection between left arm and left leg that allows you to feel length in your side bodies and an opening of your torso to the side of your mat. And if it's okay with your neck, challenge your gaze up beyond your right fingertips. Inhale, star pose, big X shape, lift up. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, parallel your feet, hinge from your hips, and then hold your fold here again. So wide leg forward fold can always stay real simple, just folding your chest between your legs, or there's lots of different variations and ways to add on. So just let your breath guide you in your choices. And maybe your breath actually informs what movements your body makes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Add the wide half lift, walk your palms a little bit beyond your mat. Inhale, add the lift and length of your spine. Exhale, low lunge to the front, frame your right foot. This time, inhale, three-legged dog, kick your right leg up. Exhale, downward facing dog, both feet to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. As we move into our flow, remember the purpose of the mandala is to get lost in the movement as you're slowly, methodically moving around your mat. And we will connect each movement to each breath. Let the breath be the focus. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, chair pose, sit low into your chair. Exhale, twist to the right, keep your hips square towards the front. Inhale, back through chair, arms up high, chest forward. Exhale, twist to the left, left palm behind you. Inhale, back to chair, keep your weight in your heels. Exhale, forward fold, nice shala, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, high to low plank, or you do you instead. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, step through to your hands. Left knee down, inhale, crescent moon, lift your chest at the steeple grip overhead. Exhale, back bend, trace your index fingers behind you. Inhale, crescent moon, gaze forward, reach high. Exhale, low lunge, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, star pose. It's a big power move, rise on up. Exhale, goddess pose. It's a strength move, lower, lower, lower in your hips. Inhale, back through star, full breath to rise. Exhale, warrior two to the back, point your left toes behind you. Inhale, reverse warrior, sweep your left palm up. Exhale, high to low plank to the back of your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Inhale, warrior two, lift through your chest, open it to the side. Exhale, extended side angle towards the back of your mat. Inhale, star pose once more, toes out, heels in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, parallel your feet as you lower down. Inhale, wide half lift, add that little lift of your chest. Exhale, low lunge to the front, left side. Inhale, crescent moon, drop down to your right knee, sweep your palms up. Exhale, back bend with your steeple grip above you, reach behind you. Inhale, crescent moon, gaze forward. Exhale, low lunge, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, star, take your time, big rise up. Exhale, goddess, take your time for that slow lower down. Inhale, back through star, big sweeping motion. Exhale, warrior two to the back, point your right toes behind you. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach up, look up. Exhale, high to low plank to the back of your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We bring it around once more. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Inhale, warrior two to the back. Exhale, extended side angle, left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, star, big X shape. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Take your time to hinge from your hips. Inhale, wide half lift, nice long spine. Exhale, low lunge to the front, frame your right toes. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick your right leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Two huge breaths, breathe in. Big breath out. Again, powerful inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come all the way through. We'll meet in a seat. So cross-legged on your block, whatever allows you to feel like you can sit up tall here. So just about a minute's worth of just breathing. So mindfulness And connection to breath, your palms can stay softened on your thighs or in your lap. I've been enjoying one hand over my heart, one hand over my belly, whatever feels meaningful to you. And once you've got all that set, close your eyes. And if you recall from last week, we're envisioning this like spark of energy that flows from your tailbone all the way through the crown of your head, and from the crown of your head back down through your tailbone. So as you inhale, notice that spark go from the top of your head all the way down to the root of your spine. And then as you exhale, you send that spark from the root of your spine all the way back up through the crown of your head. We'll keep doing that motion. Inhale. Exhale. Feel that spark rise through the top of your head. Inhale. It travels down all the way to the tailbone underneath you. Exhale. Push it back up through the crown of your head. About 30 seconds to just breathe and notice that for yourself, my friends. That connection to breath. These nadis, these energetic pathways, there's a main one, and it runs along your spine. So this little spark that we're drawing attention to is meant to draw attention to that main highway of energy that all of these other many tens of thousands of highways, nadis, branch off of that main one. So when we create unobstruction in that main energetic pathway, we ignite the opportunity for all those other connections throughout our subtle body. Everybody take one more big breath in. One more big breath out. And gently blink your eyes open. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And as you make your way to down dog, we will do our mandala as we do one more time, with a little bit more depth of movement added in, and adding depth of breath, depth of energy to that depth of movement. In your down dog, enjoy a big inhale. And a big exhale. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, chair, sit low one more time. This time, exhale, thumbs to heart center and bend your knees even more. Inhale, lean forward a little bit. And then exhale, prayer twist to the right. Guide your left elbow on top of your right leg or your left elbow between your legs and begin to twist your chest open to the right, bringing your thumbs closer to your sternum bone. Work to sink your hips really low here, so keeping your weight far back in your heels will help. Legs squeeze together, knees square to each other towards the front of the mat. You're here for 3. A forward fold in 2. And 1 forward fold, fingertips to the mat, toe heel your feet about hip width distance apart, and grab your big toes with your index finger and thumb. And once you've got that grab of your toes, gently fold over your legs. Let the crown of your head soften down, bend your knees as much as you'd like. That flow of energy, the amplification of life force is literally what pranayama means. And that practice essentially allows us to connect more deeply to all the layers of us. Some of them we may not always pay attention to. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Release the grip on your toes. Bring your feet back together to touch. And inhale back to chair. Sink low into your stance. Exhale, thumbs back to heart center. Maybe you bend your knees more. And inhale, lean forward. Exhale, prayer twist, left side. Right arm on top of your left leg or right elbow between your legs. Twist open to the left. Keep your hips, your knees squared towards the front of your mat. Feel your tailbone push behind you, your collarbones reach in front of you, all that length and energy flowing along your spine. You're here for 3. Forward fold into. And 1 forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. And then inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, high to low plank. Your version, go for it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through to your hands. Left knee down, inhale, crescent moon. Sweep your palms up, add the steeple grip. Exhale, back bend with your steeple grip, and we'll hold the back bend this time. So opportunity to lean a little bit more into the depth of your back bend, perhaps. Keep your shoulders shrugged down. Your slight tuck of your chin will make this more of a back bend than a neck bend. And let your fingertips help you trace a little bit deeper behind you, feeling that sense of depth in your movement, sense of depth in your energetic connection. You're here for 3. Back to crescent moon in 2. And 1, back to crescent moon, palms up, eyes forward, breathe in. Exhale, half splits. Tense your fingers, straighten your right leg, and push your hips behind you. Only half splits will do in our practice today is this one. So just get as much of a stretch in your right hamstring as you feel like this evening. Dig your right heel down. Pivot your right hip crease a little bit back to keep your hips square forward. And then as you inhale, you can lengthen your spine, reach your collarbones to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold down over your right leg. Do that one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back to your low lunge. Lift off of your left knee, bend your right knee. And then that big movement here. Inhale, star pose, toes out, heels in. Take your time to rise. Exhale, goddess. Come back to our flow, back to your breath connection. Inhale, back to star, big rise up. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back. Point your left toes behind you. This time, inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Push your left palm towards the back of your mat, then drop your left palm down towards your left leg as you reach your right arm up. So again, lots of options here in triangle, what you do with your bottom hand. You can push your left palm to your shin, your left forearm to your thigh, or you can use a block underneath your palm as well. Work to sweep your right arm directly over your left. Keep both side bodies long and feel that length again from the crown of your head all the way through your tailbone. And then maybe you gaze a little bit higher. You're here for 3. Reverse warrior in 2. And 1, inhale, reverse warrior. Put a bend in your left knee. Exhale, high to low plank to the back of your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now listen, inhale, look to your palms. Exhale, forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, a little weight into your toes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, lengthen your legs, reach all the way up. Exhale, thumbs to heart center, Samastitihi. And then add tree pose on the left side. So bend your left knee, open it to the side a little bit, and then push your left foot either to your right calf or maybe your right thigh, or you could keep your left toes on the ground as well and push your left heel to your right ankle. Keep your hips square towards the back of your mat. Lengthen from your tailbone through the crown of your head. And yeah, if you've got options with your arms, with your gaze, go for it. I am wobbling all over the place. Remember, that is always okay. Push your leg and your foot a little bit more into each other. And feel that sense of connection, that energy, that energetic layer, kind of like it's sitting right above your skin. It's a piece of you that you can feel, that you can notice. And gently bring your gaze back forward. Point your left knee in front of you. Arms high, one-legged mountain pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale, airplane pose. Sweep your palms behind you. Point your left toes behind you as you broaden your collarbones in front of you. Kick your left foot higher. Dial your left hip down. Lengthen your standing leg. You're here for 3. Mindful step back to warrior 2 in 2. And 1. Mindful step back. Plant your left foot down. Arms open wide. Bend in your right knee. Still facing the back of your mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, extended side angle, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, star pose, power move up. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot your toes to face the side, palms down. And these last 2 wide leg forward folds we're gonna do might be a nice opportunity to try something a little different. You could do Skandasana, bend one knee and drop your hip towards that heel as you straighten the other leg. You could do one side here and maybe the other side when we go around the left side, or you could do both sides here and then do something different in your last wide leg forward fold. You do you is the goal, is the point. And whatever you're doing, breathe. And remember, breath plus posture is the equation that allows us to create energetic freedom within ourselves. Make your way back to your wide leg forward fold. If you're not there, lift your hips, parallel your feet. And then that little wide half lift, walk your palms beyond the side. Inhale here. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Final side of our mandala. Inhale, crescent moon, drop down to your right knee, add the steeple grip. Exhale, back bend that we hold. Feel the lift of your chest. Lift of your gaze, your index fingers become a nice little gauge to trace a little bit more behind you perhaps, but without reaching too much. So keep your shoulders shrugged away from your ears. And again, that little tuck of your chin will remind you this is a back bend, not a neck bend. And then your core stays nice and firm as well. Beautiful, Roxy, you're here for 3. Back to crescent moon in 2. And 1, crescent moon, gaze forward, spine long, breathe in. Exhale, half splits, tense your fingers, straighten your left leg and go for that left hamstring stretch. Feel your tailbone push behind you, your collarbones reach in front of you, and then fold down over your leg. Kick your left toes up, dig your left heel in, breathe in. Breathe out. You're here for 3. Low lunge in 2. And 1, low lunge. Put that bend back in your left knee. And then inhale, star pose. Lift and face the side of your mat. Exhale, goddess pose. Last one, find the depth in your goddess posture. Inhale, back through star, big rise up. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back, bend your right knee. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your right leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach, reach, reach with your right palm, then drop it down and lift your left palm in the opposite direction. You'll notice in triangle that your hips angle slightly forward. This would be forward towards the back of your mat. Little micro bend in your right knee will help keep those muscles engaged and avoid hyperextending your right knee joint. And then work to open your chest, so slight spinal twist to open your chest to the side. And then maybe you gaze up. You're here for 3. Reverse warrior in 2. And 1, inhale, reverse warrior. Put that bend back in your knee. Exhale, high to low plank. 1 more time. Inhale, upward facing dog, still facing the back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, forward fold to the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, mountain pose, big sweeping rise up. Exhale, standing at attention, Samastitihi, thumbs to heart center. Tree pose, right side. Bend your right knee, open it to the side, and then you find your footing for where your right foot wants to push into your left leg. Square your hip points in front of you. Spine long. Again, thumbs can stay at heart. You could add variations with your hands, variations with your gaze, though neither are required. It's all about your journey, right? Where are you going? And how does that energy flow connect with the movements of your choice? That in itself is a deepening of awareness of who we are and why we do what we do. And as always, continue to breathe. Slowly bring your gaze back in front of you. Point your right knee in front of you as well. One-legged mountain, reach your arms up high. Take a big breath in. Exhale, airplane pose. Kick your right toes behind you towards the front of your mat. Broaden your chest beyond the back of your mat. Flex your left quad to keep your left leg engaged. Just one more balancing posture. Core is ignited. Gaze is strong. You're here for 3. Warrior 2 in 2. And 1. Gently plant your right foot down behind you. Arms open wide. Gaze over your left fingertips. Breathe and reach longer in your arms. Exhale, extended side angle. Return to that breath connection. Inhale, star pose. It's your last star. Breathe through it. Exhale, wide leg forward fold one more time. Parallel your feet, hinge from your hips, and let your head hang really heavy. So again, it's final wide leg forward fold. Lots of options here. An option you might want to try if you want a little deeper hips opening is prone frog. For prone frog, come down to your knees, flex your toes towards you. And from there, you could come down to your forearms if you wanted. You could even rest your forehead in your fists. If you want a little deeper sensation, push your hips behind you or open your knees a little bit wider onto your mat. Any other choice is welcome as well. Kind of getting a full body stretch today. We're doing a little bit of everything. So some things might feel better than others, right? And so let your breath continue to guide you where to go. And we are bringing more attention and awareness with every breath to that energetic layer of ourselves. Slowly, slowly, slowly transition back to wide leg forward fold. Come back to your feet, palms underneath your shoulders. Then add that little wide half lift. Walk your fingertips a little forward. Breathe. Exhale, low lunge, face the front of your mat. And this time, inhale, high plank pose, step your right foot back. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, lead with your chest. We'll do a couple of belly down postures, starting with cobra. Zip your feet together, push your toenails down, walk your palms back next to your rib cage, where your elbows point up. And then inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, lift your gaze. As you exhale, take the weight out of your palms and use the strength of your spine to lift your chest. Push into the tops of your feet, press into your toenails, feel your kneecaps lift, your glutes engaged. You're here for 3. Keep lifting. 2 and 1. Gently chin down. Then bring your left ear gently to the mat, gaze to the right, palms beside you, face up. Whew. Just breathe. These nadis basically intersect along the spine and throughout around your body. But the spine is the main artery from which they branch off of. And we'll venture into the chakras next, because the chakras are actually 7 of those nadis. Each of them has a specific brand of importance and control over an aspect of ourselves as a human. And there are ways to balance them and bring them more into awareness in a way that serves us. And bring your chin back to center. You're welcome for another cobra if you'd like that. If you want a deeper back bend and you feel ready for that tonight, we can do floor bow. So for floor bow, kick your heels to your butt, reach back with your palms and capture the tops of your feet. Knees are more in to touch each other. And then inhale, kick into your hands. Exhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze, and create that bow shape with your entire body. Bring your knees a little more towards each other. If you engage your inner thighs, that will help. Relax your shoulders to kick your chest even higher. Then rock your weight a little forward and feel if the fronts of your thighs might actually start to lift up more from the mat. Yeah, you're here for 3. Keep kicking 2 and 1. Slowly lower down, chin first. Right ear down, gaze opposite direction. Maybe a windshield wiper your feet side to side. Let your low back start to relax. Feel that connection where your body meets your mat. And with every exhale breath, can you sink a little more deeply to it? And gently draw your chin to center. Push your palms under your shoulders. Inhale, tabletop or high plank to push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Let's wind it down. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon, right knee to your wrist. Keep that flex in your right toes. And I recommend tonight right away going towards a sleeping pigeon. Walk your palms forward. Let your forehead comfortably rest, or your chest rest as well. You could take a pillow or a block under your chest or your forehead. Keep your left toe point straight back. If you push into the top of your left foot, that will help you point your toe. And keeping your left leg engaged will also help you feel more of the hip stretch here with a little bit more grounding on your mat. And again, nothing to do but breathe. Sometimes breathing feels good, right? Like it's therapeutic, and sometimes breathing is like we're breathing through something. And breath helps us stay present if we feel challenged or uncomfortable. And such is life, right? Gently, gently, gently come back through downward facing dog. So walk your palms onto your mat. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. You could kick your right leg high, get a little counter stretch here and like move around in your right hip, kick and straighten your right leg. And as you're ready, set up the left side, right foot down, left leg up, breathe in. Exhale, half pigeon, left knee to wrist. Keep that flex in your left toes. Right toes straight back, right leg stays engaged, and then walk your palms forward. Let your forehead rest. Thursday in the middle of March, we all deserve a little rest. There's a lot around pranayama and to get into the science and the anatomy of it around how we breathe. And I am by no means an expert, and there's so many layers to all these limbs of yoga that I've yet to explore and discover. But there are some different breathing techniques as well. And we'll venture into a couple of them as we get into the chakra practice too. But breath is one of those few things that we have control over, or mostly have control over, but will also happen without us controlling it. There aren't too many things where that's true. So the interesting thing about yoga is it brings breath fully into our awareness and noticing where we feel in control and where we don't. And the practice can usually bring a little bit more control to breath over time. Hi, Sadie. And slowly, as you're ready, come back through a final downward facing dog. Wiggle, pedal, let it feel good. Those counter stretches again. You could kick your left leg up, roll out your hip, kick at your knee, and then final down dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step all the way through. Sit bones on the mat, seat bones on the mat. Feet out long in front of you. Flex your toes towards you. And we'll add a little seated forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Grab for your bottoms of your feet or your shins. I always like to shimmy my butt back a little bit more once I'm grabbing my feet, just to get a little more length in my legs. But inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale, fold down, belly to thighs, just like every forward fold we do. Feel that hinge from your hips, bend your knees as much as you need to feel the length in your low back and the depth of your fold. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, roll all the way down to your back, one vertebra at a time. And when you reach your mat, happy baby awaits you. Hug your knees towards your chest. You can grab for your feet. You can grab for your shins. You can grab behind your knees. And just let it feel like a nice little massage along your spine. Erector spinae is the name of the muscles that run directly along your vertebrae. They get a very big workout in yoga. So this is a nice moment to just loosen them up a little bit. And in any other movements you want to add. From here, gently hug your knees into your chest. And we'll end with supine twist, left leg out long, right knee in. Use your left palm to guide your right knee across your body. Reach your right arm open, take your time. Let the twist feel gentle. Maybe it's time to close your eyes. And really welcome the surrender that comes at the end of our practice. I'm fully aware that that energy is now really vibing, really flowing. You've created space, you've created freedom in your energetic body. All right, my friends, slowly come back to center. Take your time. When you get back to center, give your knee one more squeeze before you switch out your legs. And then do a supine twist on the other side. Left leg across your body, left arm open. Re-invite your eyes to close, your gaze to soften. And as your breath starts to slow and become a little bit less powerful in its force, just notice how it still lets that flow of energy kind of like ushers it in, you know? And very gently roll yourself back to center. Squeeze your knee in, gather the other knee in as well, and hug yourself into that little ball. Wrap your arms around your shins, bring your forehead to your knees. Once you're there, enjoy a huge breath in. Huge breath out to Shavasana, corpse pose. Extend your legs long, arms long beside you. And then let everything relax. So that means your feet can flop open, your fingertips can curl, unclench your jaw, unclench your eyelids. Let your back soften, your core soften, your glutes and your legs soften. We have a lot of time left. So let's enjoy a nice long Shavasana to end our practice today. I'm going to give you about 2 full minutes here in complete silence. So just stay and enjoy the vibe of that energetic body feeling a little more liberated. I'll guide you out. as it feels like it's time for you. And if it's not time yet, that is totally fine. Just start to add a little movement back into your body as you recapture a little bit more of your breath. Movement and breath can slowly begin to grow bigger until you feel ready for that long body stretch. And as you're ready, reach your arms long, your legs long. Enjoy a nice big breath in. When you get there, add a little more length. Big breath out, let it go. And hug your knees towards your chest. Roll to a fetal posture on either side. Your bicep will make a lovely little pillow. And as you arrive in that fetal posture, just take a moment to acknowledge this moment of renewal before you press yourself up to a comfortable seat and face the front of your mat. As you do, again, take your time, nice and gentle, nice and slow, no hurry, no rush. In that comfortable seat, one more time, push your thumbs to your heart center, blink your eyes closed, and take a moment to acknowledge your intention you created about 55 minutes ago. And any kind of freedom or liberation or deeper connection that might be present. And if you notice that, that is absolutely the fourth limb of yoga, pranayama, at work. That is its whole purpose, the amplification of our life force. And so that can continue with us as we leave our mats. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, your source of enlightenment, intuition, and humility. So grateful for you all. Bowing forward, we seal our practice. Peace, my friends.